Hello everyone, we are Group 9. Today we will talk about Alfred Stieglitz, an American photographer. Alfred Stieglitz was born in Hoboken, New Jersey in 1864 during the Civil War. He is also a son of Jewish immigrants from Germany. In the 1880s, Stieglitz moved to Europe and began to study mechanical engineering in Berlin. That's also where he started experimenting with photography. Travel around Europe, honing his skill in the pictorial style. In 1890, when he returned to New York, he began to advocate that photography should be treated as an art. It has been said of Stieglitz that he was the most famous American pictorialist, leading a movement that contributed greatly to the development of photography and its acceptance as art. In 1893, Stieglitz married to Emmeline Obermeyer. After that, he divorced and married Georgia of Kiev in 1924. Those were the culminating years of their romantic relationship, both in passion and in artistic exchanges. Stieglitz died in 1964 at his 82.
Stieglitz merged two organizations, the Camera Club of New York and the Amateur Association of Photographers, to create a new group, the Photo Secessionists. Stieglitz oversaw the production of Camera Work, a publication highlighting at first pictorialist photography. Over the years, Stieglitz used it to publish literary works, criticism, and later modern art and modernist photography. The publication was meticulously crafted with photographs, hand-placed and pasted in.
Edward Steichen and Alfred Stieglitz first met in 1901 and became Stieglitz's deputy in the Photo Secession in 1902.
Although Stieglitz began taking photographs in the pictorialist style, he shifted his view that photography was an art form in itself, not that photography should imitate paintings. The Terminal is one of Stieglitz's works in the pictorialist style, using a soft focus and evoking a dreamy, painterly aesthetic where tonal quality and composition are the main focus. Stieglitz questioned the evaluation of artistic merit of photographic works as copies of works of art. He believed in what he called straight photography, that photography should be considered an art form based on the technical qualities of what film was capable of doing, along with the framing, composition, and subject matter of the photo. He was a strict perfectionist and had little regard for nothing less than technical excellence. The steerage was one of Stieglitz's first photographs that he felt was successful in capturing this direct style. Gallery 291 consumed much of Stieglitz's photo-taking time and energy, and he did little work of his own from 1911 to 1915. Instead, he was compelled to champion modern art and artists. He was passionate that both artists and photographers should not repeat what was old and done, but embrace modern technologies, thoughts, and philosophies. Stieglitz was fascinated by the modern art being produced in Europe and was convinced that it was not just a European phenomenon, that there were Americans producing comparable modernist art. With the help of Ed Steichen, he invited European artists such as Rodin, Matisse, Picasso, and others to exhibit for the first time in America at 291. When Stieglitz showed Pablo Picasso's work at 291, he gave the Metropolitan Museum of Art the opportunity to purchase the entire collection for $2,000. The Met scornfully refused the purchase, calling Picasso's work such mad pictures which would never amount to much in America. Only 2 works sold, including one bought by Stieglitz. Stieglitz returned the remainder of the drawings at the end of the show, feeling great shame for America that the works would not be kept together here. While Stieglitz had turned his focus away from photography and more towards the promotion of modern art and artists, the 1913 Armory Show of Modern Art held in New York and the American public's shocked reaction shook him out of his complacency. Stieglitz had had trouble getting American art institutions to recognize photography as art. The Metropolitan had refused to purchase photographs, as well as European and American modern art. Stieglitz saw an opportunity to not only champion European modern art, but to discover American modern artists and increase his efforts to elevate photography as an art form. The Albright Museum in Buffalo, New York, was the first to exhibit photographic works curated by Stieglitz, and ultimately purchased 15 of those works, including Stieglitz's photo, The Street, Fifth Avenue. They agreed to Stieglitz's stipulation that the works be recognized as art and exhibited regularly together.
What we now know as the Stieglitz Circle was a wide array of artists and critics who were closely associated with Alfred Stieglitz. Such artists like Arthur Dove, John Marin, Marsden Hartley, and Georgia O'Keeffe had long-lasting personal and artistic connections with Stieglitz. The mission of the Stieglitz Circle was to make and promote modern art, communicating through their works their collective opinion on modern life. The Circle's approach aligns with one of art historian T.J. Clark's two contradictions of modernism, in that there is a desire for turning the sign back to a bedrock of world, nature, sensation, subjectivity, which the to and fro of capitalism had all but destroyed. While contemporary analysis of the Stieglitz Circle has found fault among its members for their heterosexism, they were relatively inclusive grouping for their time, shunned by the membership of a single woman and two gay men, which was all but unheard of in the early 20th century. Georgia O'Keeffe was not only a member of the Stieglitz Circle, but also spent a number of years as Alfred Stieglitz's muse, lover, and later on wife. The two originally met in 1915 when he was 52 and she was 28. Although he was married to another woman at the time, the two began sending letters regularly to each other in which their relationship grew and evolved. In the 6 years of their sexual and artistic involvement before being married, their letters were the way in which the artists were able to honor and support each other artistically and romantically while still being at a distance. The two remained married until Stieglitz's death in 1946, but had been living separately from each other since 1929. Even so, the two outwardly attributed their artistic success in part to their relationship.